Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I am doing a twin flame collective reading. Please be aware that I channel collective general messages and energy updates, as well as specific messages for individuals who will be drawn to this reading. This means it is imperative for you to use your own intuition in determining which messages are for you and which might be for someone else who is listening. The message I'm getting as I begin this reading is, at times I feel as though we are existing in two places at once. There is the place where we are together. I see two people holding hands walking through this beautiful forest. But in the 3D physical world, that forest at times feels really dark. In this other place, at times we are existing in a way that feels very much apart. I feel this image and this general overarching initial message I'm getting is speaking to the shift from 3D consciousness to 5D consciousness, which sounds easy enough, but the thing about that shift is it doesn't occur all at once. It happens in pieces over the course of a timeline. And as I was speaking, sharing that beginning message, the second chakra, the sacral chakra card in reverse came out here, which connects with intimacy, creative energy, both in our lives individually and our ability to forge, to create connection with other people, and not just create it, but express it. I'm hearing, I have all this love, all this desire to connect bottled up inside of me, but I'm repressing it in some way. I'm not sure how to fully release it, how to give it expression. What's going on here with someone struggling to give expression to this desire to connect, desire to be intimate physically or emotionally? I heard I feel it, but I can't say it. Door to value reverse. I'm unsure of my value to you, which is why I am so afraid to fully express what I'm feeling, why I am repressing so much. And I feel a lot of this is happening even unconsciously. There's an unconscious repression for this person that I'm connecting with here of their desire to connect with the other, because they fear not having value to the other counterpart in this situation. So I feel that someone here is consciously or unconsciously questioning their value at times to the other. What am I worth to you? Am I worth it? And the patience card also came out here, which I really took as some message to do with time. There is an image of a clock on this card. I heard that saying about a watched pot never boils, but in context of this connection, I feel someone feeling as though they're watching the clock, waiting for something. But when they're waiting for it, fixating on it so heavily, they're actually holding it apart from them in the same sense as watching grass grow or trying to watch a pot of water and preventing it from boiling. This person is fixating so heavily on the timeline aspect of this connection, specifically the physical 3D component of this twin flame connection, that they are somehow inhibiting divine timing. caring connections in the reverse. I now see the feminine and masculine energies emerging. These were just general kinds of messages, but I see a split here. This second chakra reversed and door to value reversed, I feel connecting to a divine masculine. As always, these energies don't necessarily connect to biology or gender, so you can be a divine masculine as a male or a divine feminine as a female, or it can be reversed. So you could be a divine male, the divine masculine who is actually a female, or vice versa. However, I'm sensing here divine masculine who is questioning his value to the divine feminine. However, I feel like this divine masculine isn't saying this aloud to her. So if you are a divine feminine watching, I feel like you may actually not know that your masculine is questioning his value to you. And again, not all of these messages will connect with everyone, so be sure to only take what resonates. But on the other side of this, because I said I was seeing the split here between the masculine and feminine energies, so that is what I'm sensing from a divine masculine. From a divine feminine, I'm sensing more of a connection with the patience card and also this caring connections reverse card that just came out here. It's ironic because these two counterparts are mirroring one another's energy, but they don't realize the way in which this energy is mirrored, which very often happens for twin flames because, of course, twin flames do always perfectly mirror one another energetically. But the way in which that mirrored energy manifests itself physically can be very different depending on the context, their personality, which is, of course, ego, their circumstances. But I do feel or sense a divine feminine here who is feeling like she's watching the clock in some sense, or a little overfixated on the timeline of this connection at times. Perhaps not all the time. But in these moments of fixation on timelines or fear that time is running out or somehow moving too quickly, I see an hourglass turned upside down, and she's watching the sand fall through the hourglass, worrying that the sand is going to run out, that something's going to run out here. I heard worried that the love is going to run out, that there's not going to be enough of it. There's some kind of limitation mentality when it comes to time or love, or the way that the concepts of time and love are playing together here. But what's really happening in this situation is healing. Door to personal healing and happiness came out in the upright position. Healing and preservation. What I mean by preservation is you are perfectly on the right timeline if you are a divine feminine listening. And yet there is perhaps a part of you that worries time is moving too quickly, running out, or there's something about the love running out, which I know sounds strange. I do want to get into specifics on what this could be. The word globe came out here, also the word lucky. For some reason I'm hearing someone might have a dog here because I heard a dog named Lucky. It's so random. But with the word globe, I heard there could be some kind of a physical distance between you and your person playing into this. Star Keeper, cosmic ancestor, seed the lights by staying grounded. Seed the lights. I heard plants. Seed the light, seed the love, plant the love. Plant the seed of this love energetically. And it will grow in the physical as well. It will manifest. But there's something here about, once again, I'm getting that image of time just with this seed as I did with the water or with grass growing. It's the same visual of someone planting the seed and then hyper fixating on it, watching it, wondering, is this going to grow? Why hasn't this grown yet? Why hasn't this sprouted above the earth? And then reaching in and actually digging that seed back up, which of course then prevents it from growing. And I feel that someone is doing this here, potentially a divine feminine, digging the seed back up, energetically speaking, by turning back to people, places, karmic connections, situations that could be somehow pushing back the divine timeline. because she is resurfacing these things to be healed. But she doesn't realize that it's like this kind of looking back. I feel this won't apply to everyone, so only take this if it connects with you. I'm trying to get the full message here, but I do feel there is a divine feminine who is so concerned with the physical timeline of this connection that within this metaphor, she is planting the seed of this love, watering it, nourishing it, but then becoming worried that it isn't growing and then digging it back up again. I heard, what if I planted it at the wrong time, in the wrong way, or in the wrong place? And I'm hearing a response like, never mind when you planted it, how you planted it, when you planted it. Regardless, the seed is going to grow. Don't fear, release your fears that the seed isn't going to grow because of how you went about planting it. And I know that this is a bit of a high-level metaphor and also one that won't apply to everyone. But if this message is for you, I'm getting this sense of worrying that somehow you or your person has already messed up this connection in the metaphor, the way in which this seed of a connection was planted. And there could be a lot of reflection on those past issues or mistakes as they appear to be to the ego mistakes. Of course, there are no true mistakes. Everything is happening in divine order and timing. But I feel a divine feminine at times feeling triggered in her ego and wondering, is this seed ever going to grow because of how we planted it, because of everything that happened in the past? Can our love still grow? Can our love still flourish? And the cards service and perseverance came out here. I heard continue forward in service. And when I heard the word service, I simultaneously heard soul purpose, soul path. At times, I feel there's a divine feminine who worries that by stepping forward in her service and her purpose, she is somehow leaving her masculine behind, because something about this path could feel in the physical very individual at this time. However, know that if this path, if your soul path to greater expansion, evolution, if where your intuition is leading you feels individual, feels separate from your twin flame, this is just an illusion from your ego. I heard every step forward you take in faith is a step forward you take home to me. That's what I hear Divine Masculine saying. And also the card growth here, which is so synchronistic. I just got a wave of goosebumps because growth, by the way, you might be seeing the number 555. This is the number 5 card, but this is very synchronistically tied to that metaphor we spoke on earlier, planting the seed, allowing it to grow. And I heard the seed of your love with your twin flame will grow along with, coinciding with your own personal, individual, spiritual growth, soul growth, stepping forward into the dark, into your purpose, where your intuition is leading you. The beautiful thing about the twin flame connection is twin flame counterparts as energetic mirrors are also one another's greatest catalyst and healer. This means that as one grows, shifts, changes, moves forward in faith, the other responds unconsciously to this forward growth, to this forward momentum. This is also why, as our twin flame's greatest healer, we have the power to shift the balance energetically within this connection. And when we shift this balance energetically in the energetic realm, what results is a powerful shift in our connection as well, that then manifests in the physical as a result. This is why using subliminal meditations as a twin flame to shift, heal, or balance our own energy, to release energy blocks within ourselves, is such a powerful tool for twin flame healing, for healing this connection. It's not that we're doing something external on our twin. It's that we are making the shifts within ourselves that our true twin flame, as our energetic mirror, then naturally reflects back to us. So if you would like to start establishing your own subliminal meditation practice, I have created a 7-chakra twin flame clearing subliminal that is a really powerful tool you can use to get started to deeply shift your energy through the back door of your subconscious mind by reprogramming your unconscious thoughts, negative patterns, and limiting beliefs that are actually inhibiting or energetically blocking you and your twin flame, because again, your twin is your energy mirror. This subliminal comes from my website, soundandsoulful.com. So as you can see on the screen, on this website, I've created over 100 subliminals for all areas of life. I have subliminals for appearance, for mood shift, for energy clearing, chakra clearing, for love and relationships, for specific material manifestations like money or business success, and of course for twin flames specifically. I do have an entire section of subliminals dedicated exclusively to the twin flame path. Personally, I saw huge quantum leaps in my life, in my own healing journey and spiritual journey when I started meditating with subliminals last November. And so I highly recommend subliminals as a powerful tool to magnetize your energy for anything you desire in life, including a more deeply harmonized and balanced bond with your twin flame that then of course manifests within your physical connection as well. So the link to this 7-chakra twin flame clearing is in the pinned comment and description box. You can try this twin flame subliminal or any of the more than 100 I've created completely free for 7 days by creating a free trial account on my website. I want to dive back into the energy going on with the divine masculine here, because we spoke at length about a divine feminine who could have been fixated on timelines. We used the metaphor of watching the seed as it is trying to grow, or watching the water as it is trying to boil. But if you'll recall, I pulled a card, the 2nd chakra in reverse, the sacral chakra reversed, and door to value reversed. So I want to see what's going on in this dynamic, because I did connect this with a divine masculine, although of course it could be reversed for you. Sometimes you may find yourself resonating with different quote unquote sides of the messages, either the feminine or the masculine. So take a deep grounding breath if you feel guided to do so. By the way, if you haven't yet, be sure that you are subscribed and also that you like the video, because by liking and subscribing, you virtually signal your energetic presence here to me wherever and whenever you are watching this, because these readings are technically timeless and I'm able to actually pick up on that energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. The name Fred came out in the love word scramble, as well as setting and major. For some reason, I heard major as like a major in college or a major in the army. This person could be military or a college student. So I reshuffled back in most of the cards, but the patience card came out here again. So clearly there is some message in this patience card for the divine masculine. So I'm actually going to read a little bit about this card from the guidebook. Peaceful presence, letting go of desperation. This card shows a beautiful angel holding a clock in the stillness of winter. Her quiet, peaceful energy is telling you that it's time to release the old urgency and to look at things with a much clearer perspective. When this card is upright, it's telling you to relax and let go of the single-minded desperation that's been driving you. Don't try to force your will on only one option. When you think there's only one solution to satisfy your need or to make you happy, you are blocking many other potential solutions coming your way. Let go of the anxiety and be flexible. Be patient, open, and creative. Choose to be peaceful in the present. I hear this message could be directed at both the feminine and the masculine, which is why I read so in depth in the guidebook, because I feel this is a message of peace and calming to many who may need to hear it, who've been feeling uncertain about the timing of the future of this connection. What is this sacral chakra block that the masculine is dealing with? What is this intimacy block? Where is this coming from? Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. Once again, the theme of time showing up here. There's some very strong message of remaining grounded in the present, focused on the present. I heard anywhere we look, the past, the future, we project our own egos, fears. So look at me now in the present. That's what I hear someone's counterpart saying here. See me in the present, even if we are apart. If you can't physically see me within your mind when you meditate. When you go to that quiet, still, peaceful place within yourself, be present with that, even if we aren't present with one another. Because once again, circling back to that 3D to 5D message earlier, sometimes we are given periods of time where we feel more separate from one another in order to remember how deeply, intricately, and unbreakably connected we have always been and always will be to one another. It is some kind of lesson we are learning here that separation does not mean apartness. Separation is simply a construction of the ego. For we are always together in that higher place that exists always around us in every moment, wherever we are. Double mission, light worker, star seed, serve the world by being you. I'm smiling because this double mission card I've been connecting recently very strongly to twin flame mission, to twin flame purpose. But I still want to know answers as to why this masculine is having some kind of repression in the sacral chakra, connecting with intimacy, creativity. What is going on here with this sacral chakra block or wound for this divine masculine? By the way, if you are noticing blocks in intimacy, repression of intimacy emotionally, closing off with the divine masculine, whether this is you or your counterpart, I do have a subliminal activation for sacral chakra clearing, balancing, and opening to reactivate and retune the sacral chakra to its most highly activated state of being. So the link to this subliminal will also be in the pinned comment and description. Why is this divine masculine blocked in some sense when it comes to intimacy? The word promised, article, and aid came out here. I heard someone saying you promised. Who promised? The card service came out here. This is part of your healing, your soul mission here. I'm hearing something about something being healed through the sacral chakra when it comes to intimacy that is actually connected also with creativity, because the interesting thing about the sacral chakra is it is the seat of our creative energy, which is why we say it's connected to emotional and physical intimacy in relationships as well, because this creative energy isn't just things we think of traditionally, painting, writing, creating artwork. This is also creative energy flowing is also necessary for us to connect with others emotionally, intimately, to create these energetic bonds with other people through the free flow of that energy. And I feel that there's a masculine here who has been bringing to the surface a block in regards to intimacy that is showing itself in this relationship, potentially in the physical, by, I heard, withdrawing, closing off, staying quiet, something like that for someone. Take it as or if it resonates. But there's some kind of element of illusion here. There's something else going on. I'm hearing that this is being brought to the surface for this masculine to heal his inability to connect within this relationship, which is actually coming from fear of expressing himself, repressing his own creative flow of energy. And healing this, transmuting this, is actually bringing him more deeply into alignments with his soul mission, with his soul purpose that involves some kind of creative endeavor. This could be applied very broadly, creating anything, a business, a financial empire, a home with a person, a family, literally creating artwork or, a job, whatever it is. He is releasing this intimacy block, which is why it's coming to the surface more profoundly, because this is actually connected with something that is cutting off the flow of his general creative energy of his being. And this needs to be released for him to align with his soul purpose, with his mission, that double mission card that he shares with the divine feminine. Fear came out here. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Because what's going on here with this masculine is I feel he has this deeply held fear of opening himself to others for some reason, and we will try to get into the roots of that fear. But what's happening here is he's not just blocking himself from connecting intimately, romantically, emotionally with his divine feminine, romantically speaking. This block, this fear of expressing himself, is also preventing his own creative endeavors, like his own ability to flow creative energy outward toward the things that he desires to manifest in his life, which is integral to his soul mission, to his soul purpose here, which again is why these things are coming up right now. Broken heart in the reverse. I hear this masculine saying, my heart was broken a long time ago. I never want that to happen again, so I put up these walls to prevent future heartbreak. What was this first heartbreak that happened for this masculine? What was this heartbreak that happened for this masculine? Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So we could be connecting here with a masculine who struggles to express how he is feeling. There is some kind of repression of feeling, again, going back to that sacral chakra block here. And I do feel this being connected with some experience in his life that caused him to feel as though it was not safe to feel his own emotions, to even feel them consciously himself. So he created this disconnect between how he felt and how he told himself that he felt, essentially gaslighting himself emotionally to protect himself in some way. This could be an inner child wound, meaning he could have had a parent who invalidated some of his feelings or somehow dismissed how he was feeling. This may also be reflected for a divine feminine as well, because I am sensing some divine feminines who will connect with this emotional self-gaslighting coming from some kind of experience in their life where their emotions were invalidated by others. So they began to repress their emotions not only to others consciously, but to themselves subconsciously. Which, if you are dealing with these kinds of self-gaslighting experiences or self-emotional repression, because these things are deeply unconscious, again, I would really recommend using my sacral chakra activation subliminal, because this will address those subconsciously stored blocks that are preventing emotional expression within you or your twin. I feel with this heart-to-heart conversations card, it's like this masculine is learning how to have these heart-to-heart conversations, meaning how to feel his own emotions and then be capable of expressing them to the feminine, to others. And again, this releasing of this block will have far-flung effects in his life, much further reaching than just the love and romance aspect of this connection, but actually leading him into deeper levels of spiritual awareness and connection, not just with the feminine, but with those around him, with the world collectively, that again will move him into alignments with his soul path of service, whatever that is, whether it's, again, a job, a business, a creative endeavor, whatever he's trying to create in this world requires him to reconnect with his own emotions, which I heard that this could actually be coming to the surface in a profound way in your connection that at times can feel painful or confusing. If you are the divine feminine on the other side of this, it may be easy to fixate on the physical manifestation of this emotional repression within this masculine and to feel triggered by that, to feel as though he is withdrawing from you or from the connection. So that is why I'm sharing all of these energetic roots of this experience, because there's something much more deep going on here and transforming within this masculine. So now that we've really dug into some of the messages from the divine masculine here, I do want to speak again to the divine feminine and see how she is responding to this situation or feeling about this situation with the masculine. What is going on within the divine feminine? Because do remember, these energetic wounds are always mirrored between the masculine and feminine. So although we have focused, and within your 3D connection, there may be a lot of natural focus right now on how the divine masculine may be manifesting this sacral chakra wound or imbalance through withdrawal at times. But I feel that this energy wound is making itself apparent in a more subtle way for the divine feminine as well, because this sacral chakra imbalance, if there is one within your connection, is reflected as all energy is between twin flames. So how is this divine feminine healing some kind of block in the sacral chakra when it comes to intimacy? What's going on with the divine feminine? I heard, when I fear I'm going to be left, I pull away prematurely. And it could be, for someone listening, the divine masculine is strongly triggering this because they are potentially at times emotionally or physically withdrawing as a result of the triggering of this healing of their own sacral chakra. But I'm sensing, as the feminine on the other side of this, there could be a triggering taking place here, a mirroring, where there's a divine feminine feeling like seeing the masculine withdraw and then thinking, I'm about to be abandoned. I need to cut off before I am left by this person in some sense, emotionally or physically. How is this divine feminine pulling away? The victory card came out here, which is really interesting. I don't quite know how this connects yet with the reading, so I am going to read a little bit about this card. The achievement may be a deep inner change that you've been exerting a lot of effort toward. Expect outer triumph to bring great changes, but often there may still be inner work to do. Let yourself be open to victory on every level now. Interesting. I'm actually going to pull a few more cards to get more information. That's what I heard, breakthrough. I heard breakdown leading to a breakthrough. So there could have been a divine feminine who actually felt this triggering, either this fear of abandonment, of being left, or responding to a withdrawal from the masculine, could have caused some kind of painful emotional reaction within her. I heard this could have even been something you felt viscerally, physically, through your physical body as well. So for some divine feminine, I'm hearing that within the last few days, there could have been a moment of feeling as though you were having some kind of a breakdown emotionally, feeling overwhelmed by something energetically, emotionally. This could have come completely out of the blue. But I'm hearing that this in itself was the victory. To your ego conscious mind, this looked like a breaking down, but this was actually a breaking open. This was actually a breaking through. You may have seen the number 333. the card realization came out, which is the number 3 card. So yeah, it was like there was some realization, a powerful realization or download that took place through this moments of breaking. And again, this won't connect with everyone, just someone who's experienced some kind of an emotional feeling of breaking down in the last few days. This came with it a breakthrough, a powerful realization. The card Extremes came out here. I'm actually going to read a little bit about this card. I heard polarity. I heard you bring out the light and the dark within me simultaneously. You trigger my most deeply held wounds, but also trigger me to heights of soul expansion and ecstasy I never could have imagined possible for me. Let's see what the guidebook says about this Extremes card. Learn how to handle crises with calm and resilience. Seeking balance is superior to seeking extremes. I heard that something here is being burned away. It's like burning off all of the excess raw material or metal that is not as valuable to get to the precious metal, that kind of refining process. Or heating coals to get a diamond. There's something like that coming out here. It's like Divine Feminine who is connecting with this message. If you felt yourself being tried or tested or put under immense pressure recently, know that this pressure is creating a diamond and you are the diamond. Not only will you survive in spite of this, you will thrive because of this, just as you always have. And I actually hear Divine Feminine saying, I feel I've always been exposed to the extremes of life. This could be a Divine Feminine who, even prior to physically connecting with the Divine Masculine in this lifetime, experienced a lot of pain, hardship, difficulty, extremes, for lack of a better word, just to go back to that card. But these extremes were the pressure by which diamonds are being created, have been created. I'm hearing, look at how far you've come. Look at how much you've not only survived, but because of those experiences, created you, cultivated you, refined you into the powerful being that you've become today. This is the same. Gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Be grateful for your beautiful, divine, resilient self that has taken you this far and that will take you the rest of the way. The name Charles came out here. Also the word frightened. Who is frightened here? What is this fear coming out here? What is the fear coming out here with the word frightened? Your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. I heard a canvas requires a blank slate. I feel there was something within this connection where I heard frightened, like fear of this blank canvas, fear of this new beginning, because it doesn't always look like a beginning within this connection, because it looked like a dead end. Attraction, the supermoon. Let's read a little bit about this card here. A supermoon is a full moon that is the closest distance from the Earth in its revolutions. The supermoon looks huge in the sky, and being so close to the Earth, it influences the oceans more than usual. These changes in gravity and force are certainly noticeable, and for most people who follow the cycles of the moon, it is the energy of supermoons that is most important. If we are growing, we all want to attract experiences into our lives. Attraction isn't just about what we accept, but also how we discern. This card suggests that we think globally and for the whole. You are magnetic. I hear this card speaking to the Divine Feminine saying, you are a force to be reckoned with. You are powerful. You have a limitless creative ability, healing ability, because through these extremes of life you've experienced, through these breakdown moments, through this immense pressure, you have learned to self-heal, to transmute the darkness within yourself and now within others. You may be looking at this canvas. Magician in the mirror came out reversed here, representing twin flames who may be out of balance or coming into balance. You're looking at this blank canvas of your life or of this connection and feeling a bit overwhelmed by the bareness of it, by the blankness of it, by the freshness of something starting, not knowing where it's going. This could be in this connection literally, or with a business, with career, with life. What else is going on with this Divine Feminine? I feel there's a card from the Rumi Oracle here to close out these Divine Feminine messages. By the way, if you are a Divine Feminine experiencing this intense pressure lately, I have a subliminal called the Awakened Divine Feminine that is really designed to release any blocks standing between you and the full embodiment of your feminine power. When you shift this balance within you and fully step into the empowered, fully embodied divine feminine state of being, when you step into that energy, the beautiful thing about this is your divine masculine feels those shifts energetically, instantaneously, and unconsciously begins to respond to them. So this subliminal, the Awakened Divine Feminine, is linked in the pinned comment and description box. Let's see what the Rumi Oracle has to say for this Divine Feminine. Passion of the Wild Red Mother. I've actually pulled this card in a recent reading as well. The number 36 might be important to someone because that number's actually showed up a few times in this reading. Let's see what the guidebook has to say about this card. Don't ask the conscious ones about the wine. Behold the glowing effect of it in the eyes of the drunks. Bring me your unreasonableness, your insanity, your love without reason, and your passion, the passion that makes you crazy and shoos all logical restraint from your mind. Leave your ordered thoughts, sensible plans, and appropriate attire at my door. Come drum with me as I place feathers in your hair, and we honor the spirits of my animals, of your animal nature too, wild and free as you are in truth. Those games of reason and logic, of course you should do it this way, they say. It makes sense, but I care not for what makes sense. I care for what brings you alive. I know I've read this poem in a recent reading, but I felt that I was being strongly guided to read it again because I do feel there is a divine feminine who will deeply resonate with those messages. What is one final message for twin flames who are connecting with this reading? If these messages are connecting with you, I will leave a link to the extended version in the pinned comment and description box under this video. In that extended reading, we will be diving deeper into the dynamic between the divine feminine and the divine masculine, channeling more details for the reading and specifics, as well as channeling love messages from both the divine feminine and masculine side to one another. One final card from the Starseed Oracle before we close this reading. All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, trust your gaze within. If you would like to head over to the extended messages for this reading, again, those are linked in the pinned comment and description, as well as links to all of the subliminal meditations I recommended throughout the course of this reading, which, to recap, were the 7-chakra twin flame clearing, the sacral chakra activation, and the awakened divine feminine. You can try out any of these subliminals, as well as any of the more than 100 I've created, by creating a free trial account on my website. And again, all of that information is linked below. Thank you so much for being here, for joining me here in today's reading. I always say this, but you aren't just a passive listener, but literally a co-creator of this channel, of these videos, and of these messages. Please do subscribe to my channel if I resonate with you. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post twin flame content and energy updates. Have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in Wednesday's reading.